Hi, it's the Awesome Vegan Gal here, and I'm holding up 4 bottles of the cold pressed oils from Foods Alive, and I will have a link below this video to their website so you can check out all the products that they offer. They have some great products on there, all different types, and I've actually done a lot of reviews on my YouTube channel. I think about a dozen or so. I have lost count, so you can check them all out. Just type in the search box Foods Alive and it should come up. So I have these 4 bottles because last time I did the introductory video, which was a few months ago, and these bottles are now empty because I've actually used them all. So what I'm going to be doing today is talking about how I went about using them, because as I mentioned, I don't, as a rule, consume oils. Sometimes there are products that I have reviewed that have some oil in them, but I prefer not to. But I don't consume oil internally. But again, I think I might have mentioned this in the first video that when you put it on your skin, it actually absorbs into your bloodstream, but it bypasses the digestive system, so you can still get the benefits from that if you choose not to consume it, which I don't as a rule. So what I did was I mentioned how I was going to use them a little bit in the first video, but now I'm going to go through each one. So I first started with the hemp oil, which is here. And I see some of it is leaking out of the bottle. There's some left. So that's, and then I'll talk about some of the things about, my comments about things that, I think maybe could be improved. So anyway, the hemp oil is a very rich, has a very earthy smell. It has this kind of, you can see the color on there. It's got that darker greenish color. Excuse me. And what I did with that was I put it on my skin and my hair after I took a shower, and I liked it, and it was very nice because it didn't have any kind of a fragrance, and it goes on and it absorbs in well, and my hair felt very soft after I applied it, and I also rubbed a lot in my scalp. What I wanted to say about that, 2 things. If you're going to put it a lot on your hair, better to do it outside, because I had a thing where I spilled it on the floor, and that's the other thing about the tops. For me personally, it didn't work so good to having these tops. I probably should have just opened it and poured it, which I did when I used it in other ways. That would have been better for me, because what happens is it tends to drip over, and like I say, it drips all out. As you see, it's dripped on the bottle. So a better spout would be my comment. But as far as using it on your hair and stuff like that, since I used a lot and I put a lot in my scalp, I rubbed it in, I would suggest doing it outside, for one. Number 2 is, if you're doing it before you go to bed, even if you do it earlier in the day, you take your shower and, you might stain your sheet, which I did, with oil, and I think it came out, I don't know, so you want to put a nice thick towel that you don't really care about so much for using, that you could use for those types of things, so you put that down before you lie down. So the hemp oil is nice, and like I said, it has a nice earthy smell, and there is still a little bit left in here, not much, just the residue, so that was great. So, I really like that. And then the next one I used was the chia oil, which is here. And the chia oil doesn't have any real scent. It's kind of mild. So, the chia oil was fine on my skin after I took a shower. But do not use it on your hair. I used it on my hair, and it was not good. It made it feel almost like gluey, like stick together. And I don't know if that's because chia. If you've ever used chia seed, it gels, so I don't know if that's what it did to my hair. It made my hair like totally very hard to manage, and it took a long time for it to come out. Like it took a few washes out for my hair to finally feel nice and soft. So that was something I was not pleased about. So I just wanted to share that with you, because since I use it differently than most people will use it, do not use it on your hair. On your skin, it is perfectly fine. Then the next one I used was the black sesame oil. Now, what I did with the black sesame oil was different than I did for the others. On here, it talks about something called oil pulling, and I will, in the future, God willing, do an actual video mentioning about oil pulling and benefits, because I've had some amazing dental results, and I have a guest interview with somebody who's in the dental field join me. So that will be for the future, and I'll talk about all the different. So this is one of them that I used, and I ended up actually using all the others as well after I finished this one. So this one has a nice, rich, almost roasted smell, although it's not, the black sesame seeds. So this is something that is used for oil pulling, and it does say it's antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory. So when you do it on your teeth, that's what the benefits are, of some of the benefits of oil pulling. So I use that. I use up the whole bottle, and it says that there's 8 servings, 1 tablespoon. I think I got more than 8 days out of it, but that's what I used this for. And you know, like it says, it has a rich flavor. If you've never done oil pulling, again, I'll talk about it in the future and discuss all the different things about it. So, so that was great. So when I used that, what I decided to do, I think I decided with this one, is to pour it. I don't remember if I used the spout, but pouring it was much better, and I poured it in a spoon that I use specifically just for that, and I don't use it for anything else. So what I would say about that is that after I used it, compared to other oils I've used, like coconut oil, my mouth felt drier, my throat. So of course you brush your teeth, you know, like I say, there's a whole protocol. I don't want to discuss that all here, but also I only had enough for a week. So I don't know, I can't tell you if that by itself makes a difference. But, so, you know, if you were going to just do the black sesame oil yourself for oil pulling, you want to get a larger bottle to use it long term, because that's what I do as far as the oil pulling. But what it did actually was very interesting, is it brought up a lot of mucus. Since it's anti-inflammatory, maybe I got stuff out. So it did move a lot of stuff out of me. Next thing was the flax oil. The golden flax oil. Now that's nice. It has a golden color. And it has a nice fragrance, just mild. That I didn't use on my skin at all. I used that exclusively also for oil pulling. And again, I used up the whole bottle for that. And I like that. And it has a really rich color. I don't think I could show you, but beautiful golden color. That's why there's golden flax seeds. So, and then after that, well, the reason why I didn't use this stuff anymore on my skin was after the experience, or on my hair, after the experience with the chia oil, I didn't want to like play around with that anymore, so I just decided I'd use the others for oil pulling, and they all have a different kind of a flavor. So, so then I used the chia oil for oil pulling, and that has a lighter flavor than, for example, the black sesame. And then when I did it also, I also used then the hemp oil, which I had some left because I didn't use it all, the whole bottle up. So I decided to finish that up in my mouth. Again, that was a richer flavor like the black sesame. So I ended up using all 4 in the oil pulling, but the black sesame I used the most of it. I think I had quite a bit, and the flax, I should say. I used those 2, all of it, and the others I used almost all of them. So that for me was how I used it. You know, my skin, my hair, oil pulling, basically, because I don't consume the oils. Like I said, that's the way I chose to use them. And if you want to do the oil pulling and you want to do it long term, which again I'll discuss in the follow-up when I do a video exclusively on oil pulling, then you want to get more quantity so that you could use it. And then because if you don't have enough, you're not going to necessarily see the results or the benefits of it. You need to use it a lot more for long term. So anyway, so that's what I wanted to share with you about my experience using these oils. So I hope you'll check them out for yourself. Go on their website, see what else they offer. And again, the 4 oils I mentioned here was the hemp oil and the chia oil, and these are all in 4 ounce, and then also the golden flax and the black sesame oil. So I thank you for watching. It's the Rawesome Vegan Gal.